Praise the Lord. Welcome to Bible Prophecy Forum. My name is Evangelist Seth Omondi Olale from Nairobi, Kenya. Today I want to talk about the situation in Babylon, America, regarding the newly elected President of America, Babylon, President Donald Trump, and his sidekick, billionaire Elon Musk, and their conservative Republican Christian followers and the Magadonians of Babylon, America. Many conservative Christians, born-again Christians, all over America and all over the world have been deceived by Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and the beast system into voting in Donald Trump and Elon Musk, not knowing that by doing so, they are opening the gates for the kingdom of the beast to enter the world. Currently, many born-again Christians, some of them have started regretting why they voted in President Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a Trojan horse of the New World ODER and the Illumina, TI and the Freema, SONS, because Donald Trump has always been a Illumina, TI and a Freema, SONS. They are going to use Donald Trump to bring in chaos across America, and then after Donald Trump has introduced chaos across America and the world, then they are going to sacrifice Donald Trump and get rid of him. And then after that, that is now when the beast is going to come back to take his rightful position as the son of perdition, the man of sin, the little horn. And Donald Trump is just a vessel that the beast system is using to bring in chaos and destruction across America. And then after Donald Trump has introduced chaos and destruction across America, Americans and the people of the world, they are going to unite together in unison, and they are going to demand that the beast must come back to bring order, sanity, and peace across America and the rest of the world. Many people have not heard of the project that is called Agenda 2025. Even me, I used to read and see videos about headlines concerning Agenda 2025, but I never used to follow up and investigate what Agenda 2025 means. But last week, I did some research on Agenda 2025, and I realized that Agenda 2025 was a project and a white paper that was written down by the Heritage Foundation of America, and it was a plan, a detailed plan that the globalists who support Donald Trump and the Republican Party of Babylon had written about their plans, how they were going to bring Donald Trump to power, and all the plans and the agenda of Donald Trump once he becomes elected as the president of Babylon, America, in November 6th, 2024. And Agenda 2025 has got some very disturbing proposals and plans. Some of the plans that Agenda 2025 people who wrote that document want to be implemented in Babylon, America, is that once Donald Trump is elected president, Donald Trump will bring a massive shakeup of the American federal government employees. They want to get rid of the employees of the American federal government. In Kenya and Africa, we call them the civil servants. But in Babylon, America, the people who work for the government, they are called federal government employees. They are employed by the government of America in every state. So part of the proposal of Agenda 2025 is that once Donald Trump is elected as president, they are going to sack and lay off many federal workers of the federal government of Babylon, America. So we are going to see hundreds of thousands of American employees throughout America losing their jobs. Already after 2020 coronavirus pandemic and lockdown, many workers who are employed by the federal governments of different states in America, many of them were working with their laptops from home. And they only used to go to work once or twice a week. And majority of them were Democrats. So now President Donald Trump has already given them notice that he wants to place them on a forced leave, which they can take, and after I think around 9 months, by September 2025, they can choose to resign with full payment as American workers of the Federal Reserve. Those who do not resign, I believe that they will be automatically losing their jobs. Because remember that the globalists who are running the world, they no longer need human labor. They no longer need human intelligence. The globalists like Elon Musk and Donald Trump and billionaires who own the biggest industries in America and Europe and the world. They no longer need human beings to think and to do work. They are going to employ AI, artificial intelligence, and robots. They are going to employ humanoid robots like the ones that Elon Musk and China and Japan are already making. So these humanoid robots that are controlled by artificial intelligence, they are going to be the employees of the future. Already Amazon is going to employ many of these humanoid robots. There are hotels in America, Japan, and China that are already employing humanoid robots. You will not even need policemen and soldiers in the coming beast system, because humanity will be replaced by artificial intelligence, which will be working millions times faster than what the cleverest person on the earth can think or calculate about. Therefore, they now have used Americans to vote in Donald Trump, who is now working with Elon Musk, and they plan to sack as many workers from the American federal government as possible. Many of them will be jobless within the next 1 year. And many banks, big tech companies, and factories in America and across the world, they are going to be laid off and replaced by robots. Because if you are the owner of Tesla, or if you are the owner of Amazon, and you have got over 100,000 employees, if you can sack all those employees and replace them with robots that can work 24 hours without resting, and you do not need to pay these robots any salary, you don't need to give them house allowance, you don't need to give them money for Medicare, you don't pay tax by employing these robots, you don't pay them pension when they retire. Therefore, many big companies, the biggest companies in the world, the biggest banks, the biggest industries in the energy sector, in the pharmaceutical sector, companies that make weapons, that make cars, even companies that do plantation agriculture, like Cargill or Monsanto's, and other companies that carry out hospitality industry like hotels, and even security companies that offer security to industries across the world. You do not need human labor if you can employ robots. You can even employ robotic dogs that walk on 4 legs and are fitted with cameras and mounted machine guns. And these robots are controlled by AI, and they will be placed all over across the world and in different cities. Therefore, they no longer need human beings to be employed in their factories. Therefore, this is now what President Donald Trump and Elon Musk are going to embark on from the year 2025, as the world is told that America is now entering the golden age. Before they enter the golden age, they must destroy the present system, which is the old world order. Before the new world order is brought, they must destroy the old world order. That is why Elon Musk said last year in October 2024 that if President Donald Trump won the American elections in November, then the American economy will collapse. Those are the words of Elon Musk. He warned the people of America and the world that if Donald Trump was going to win the presidency of America in November 5th, 2024, then the American economy will collapse. So the American economy, they will collapse it very soon. And once they collapse it, they are going to lay off millions of workers across the world. The robots are already there. They are going to be made in the millions of robots, humanoid robots, that Elon Musk is going to make, and other companies from China and Japan and Taiwan. They are going to make these humanoid robots, which are going to be allowed to work in offices, in hotels, as police, in police departments, and even in the military departments around the world. Boston Dynamics and other companies like Elon Musk, the companies that Elon Musk owns, they are going to bring in these humanoid robots, and they are going to even produce transhumans, half humans, half machines. They are going to fuse biometrics and artificial intelligence and robotic technology, and they are going to create humanoid robots which are half human, half machines. And this is what they are planning to do, beginning in America and Europe and across the world. Therefore, since they do not need any more human beings, what are they going to do? The globalists and the Illuminati and the New World ODER and the Freema SON and the Illuminati, they are now going to release another pandemic. The pandemic is going to come, which is going to be even worse than the coronavirus that was released in 2020. Once the next pandemic is released, they are going to allow it to unalive and delete hundreds and billions of human beings from the face of the earth. There is a dream that I saw 2 years ago, and in that dream that I saw in 2020, I was shown a screen of a movie. It was a screen of a movie in front of me. It was a big screen of a cinema in front of me, and then I saw a graph. It was a graph showing the global population, and in that graph, it was a bar graph. In that bar graph, I saw the population of the world, and I saw that the population of the world was increasing from the 1970s all the way to the 1980s and the 1990s until past the year 2000. I saw the population of the earth and the world was rising up steeply. And then the population of the world was rising. But when that graph reached the year 2023, I suddenly saw that the population of the world plunged and fell down, and it was reduced drastically after the year 2023. So I believe that after the year 2023, the beast system is going to use several nefarious and wicked satanic system to bring down the population of the world. How are they going to do it? They are going to use World War. They are going to bring World War III to remove and exterminate as many people as possible from the face of the earth. They are also going to use famine and food shortages across America, Africa, and the rest of the world. They are going to use pandemics, which are called plagues. In the Bible, they are called pestilence or plagues. Jesus called them pestilence in the book of Matthew chapter 24 and the book of Luke chapter 21. In the book of Revelation, they are called plagues, and also in the book of Exodus, they are called plagues, the plagues of Egypt. And they are also going to use wild beasts of the earth. In the end times, we read the book of Revelation chapter 6 that the beast system is going to use the sword, which represent war, the plague, which represent pandemics, and famine, which represent food shortages, and also the wild beast of the earth. I believe that this could be fallen angels or the introduction of zombies through transhumanism when they interfere with the DNA and biological makeup of human beings and wild animals and domestic animals in the future. So we are now living at that time when they want to bring in the beast system, and they are going to force many people in America and across the world to retire, and they are going to bring in the beast system after they have carried out massive extermination of human population across the world. If you read the Bible in the book of Revelation chapter 6, we see the white horse represent the false peace of the man of sin. He comes in through false peace, carrying a bow, and he conquers the world through false peace. And remember, the red horse is released to bring war and anarchy across the world, because the red horse was given permission and power to take peace from the face of the earth, and it was given power to cause men to fight each other and to kill each other, because the rider of the red horse was given a big sword, which represent nuclear weapons and weapons of mass destruction. And then the black horse comes into the scene, and he is given power to bring in famine and global food shortages across the world. And then the green horse comes. He comes riding, death is riding on the green horse, and it is followed by hell. And it was the green horse was given power to bring death by plagues or pandemics, and the sword through persecution and beheading of saints who will refuse the mark of the beast, and also through wild beasts of the earth. He causes death across the world, and hell follows closely behind. Because when many people die without Jesus, hell will swallow them, because the Bible says that hell, the mouth of hell, the jaws of hell are widened because of wickedness across the face of the earth. Therefore, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, they are now being used by the beast system to bring in chaos. Now America has become the most divided country on the face of the earth. Racism has returned to America with a bang. Apartheid that was experienced in South Africa has now returned to America with a bang. America now is officially an apartheid state. America now is officially a racist and a fascist state, courtesy of Donald Trump and the millions of Magadonians and millions of deluded, born-again Christian Zionists who voted for Donald Trump as their new Messiah. They even forgot that Jesus Christ is the one who can save America and not Donald Trump. The only person who can save America and any other nation is Jesus Christ and not Donald Trump. When Donald Trump says that he is the only one that can save America, that is open blasphemy. The only person who can save America and make America great, if they repent and go back to God, is Jesus Christ and not Donald Trump. So America now, they are going to reap the whirlwind because they have sown the whirlwind. Many Americans are now going to lose their jobs because they are planning to reduce the number of workers who are employed by the American government. Many of the top jobs in the American federal government belong to the Democrats, who used to support Joe Biden and Obama. But now many employees who are employed by the American federal government, Donald Trump is going to sack many of them from top positions, and even many middle income and low income federal workers are going to lose their jobs. Because Elon Musk and Donald Trump, they want to reduce the fiscal budget of America. America's fiscal budget and debt now runs at a whopping record of 37 trillion US dollars. And if they can get rid of millions of employees in America federal government, and if they can replace millions of policemen and army soldiers using artificial intelligence and robots, humanoid robots, then why should they employ human beings who consume a lot of the money and tax that the American government collects from the citizens? Therefore, if they can replace as many workers as possible from the American government, then they will be able to reduce the budget of the American government, and they will save millions of billions of American dollars, hundreds and hundreds of billions from factories, from workers, and many of these big companies like Amazon, Walmart, and the biggest companies that do agriculture, that are involved in construction and manufacturing, and even hotels, industries, security companies, and transportation companies, if they can be replaced by artificial intelligence and robots, humanoid robots, then the companies and the American government are going to save so much money because they'll no longer be paying human beings salaries. And all that money is going to be used as profits by these companies. And once the profits go up, then the American government is even going to collect more taxes, and they will have no use to pay human beings any tax. So this is the future of the world, where the world is heading, whereby you are now being replaced and declared redundant and unwanted by the globalist. They have used you. They have used you and cheated you and tricked you to vote in Donald Trump and his vice president, Elon Musk. The vice president of America, J.D. Vance, is no longer in the picture. The people who are in control is President Donald Trump and Elon Musk. They are the people in control. And Elon Musk has been appointed to head DOGE, that is Department of Government Efficiency. He is going to streamline the American government, getting rid of all the workers who are no longer needed by the new beast system, and they are going to be replaced by AI and humanoid robots that are going to be made by Elon Musk and China and Taiwan and Japanese companies that manufacture and produce humanoid robots. I believe that millions of humanoid robots have already been made, and they are being hidden deep underground the earth, and they are waiting to be released across the world once the Antichrist and the man of sin comes to power. Donald Trump is just doing his part. After he has bring in chaos and left America in civil war and in destruction, they are going to do away with President Donald Trump. And then after that, the beast, the man of sin, the Antichrist, is going to rise to power. And that is going to come at their own time. I cannot tell you which year they are going to get rid of President Donald Trump or his government. But I believe that after he has been used to bring in chaos and destruction, then they are going to do away with Donald Trump, and then the beast is now going to come back by public demand. Remember in Freema, SONS, and in the Illumina, TI, they have got their motto, which says, Obo Abokeo. Obo Abokeo in Latin means order out of chaos. They have to create chaos first, and then after they have created chaos across the world, then they are going to bring in order. That is what it means, Odo Abokeo. They have to bring disorder and chaos and destruction, and then after that they bring in the solution. So that is how they work. The first thing they do, they bring in the problem, and then after that they come with a solution to solve the very problem that they themselves, the globalists, have created. And when they come with a solution, they are able to achieve their end and implement drastic changes across the society, across the economy, and across the political system that they want, and across the things that affect families and even churches. So they bring in the problem, and then after that, they suggest that they want to bring in a solution, and then after that, when they come with a solution, they implement their policy. That is why they allowed the pandemic of 2020. They created the problem in the laboratory, and then after that, they released it on the face of the earth to remove as many people as possible, and by that they were achieving global depopulation. And once they also announced a lockdown of factories and cities across the world. When they locked down cities and factories and companies and businesses across the world, they were achieving many things, killing many birds with one stone. By bringing down lockdown across the world, they were destroying as many small companies as possible around the world. That was the plan of the globalist. When the coronavirus was released in 2020, and then many cities and towns were forced to lock down, transportation was locked down, the air industries was locked down, shipping industry and railway networks across the world were locked down, cities were locked, citizens were confined in their homes, and businesses were locked down, hotels, small businesses, industries, carpentry shops, workshops, every manner of business, they were locked down. And this was their plan of the Illuminati to destroy hundreds and hundreds of millions of businesses across the world. Once they destroyed hundreds of millions of businesses across the world, they succeeded in making as many people poor across the world. That is what is called global pauperization. Global pauperization, reducing people to paupers and beggars. That is the plan of the beast system, to make as many people across the world as poor as possible. They want to make you as poor as possible because money gives you security and independence. Somebody who has got money in the bank and in his credit card or inside his mobile phone, somebody who is empowered with money cannot be manipulated easily. Somebody who has got money is independent and very stubborn to control. But once they make you poor, once they shut down your business and they reduce you to a pauper, they can now tell you to jump. If they tell you to jump for 1 meter, you are going to jump 20 meters. If they tell you to jump 20 meters, you are going to jump for 2 kilometers up. If they tell you to jump for 20 kilometers, you are going to jump all the way to the outer space. So somebody who is poor can be manipulated. That is why many politicians, especially in Africa, they always want their supporters to remain poor. Because people who are rich don't vote. It is only people who are poor who vote. The people who are rich, they They decide the outcomes of the elections, and they decide the policy and the direction of the political leaders who have been elected or selected by the majority poor. Rich people like Elon Musk and the billionaires and their children, even in Kenya, they don't vote. It is only the poor people who wake up very early in the morning to go and vote, thinking that their vote will change the direction of their country. For me and my wife, we refused to vote in 2020. I've been voting for the past almost 20 years. But the more I voted, the more my candidate was always getting clobbered and hammered, black and blue, at the polling stations. So I gave up on voting for him. I decided that on voting day, I'll be just taking breakfast, tea, and buns, and cookies, and sausages, when other people are waking up to go and vote. Your vote does not matter. Everything is controlled by the beast system. Therefore, in 2022, when they reduced the coronavirus and pandemic and lockdown, they succeeded in locking down cities and industries, and they destroyed hundreds of millions of businesses across the world, which have never recovered up to now. And once they succeed in making people poor across the world, they are now going to bring in the beast system of the Antichrist of Revelation chapter 13. Their plan is to destroy the American economy and crush it completely. And they're going to use Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Once they destroy the American economy and industries shut down and the banking system of America collapse, then they are going to bring in the cashless society, the digital currency, the central bank digital currency, cashless society where all the money is going to be inside your mobile phone, and universal, there's going to bring the UBI, universal basic income, whereby people will be jobless across the world, and each person is going to be given a new account inside his telephone, inside his mobile phone. The billionaires and the trillionaires in the one world government, they are going to pay universal basic income for every citizen in the world. You are going to receive free salary, free money to pay your rent, and free money for medication and food, so long as you accept the beast system of the Antichrist. And then, because many people will be poor, during that time, many factories will have closed once the American economy collapses. Because it is just a matter of time before Donald Trump and Elon Musk completely destroy and shut down the American economy. Because the American economy now is going to collapse beginning 2025 going onwards. Because Donald Trump is already expelling millions of illegal foreigners who are working inside these companies, the biggest companies in America. They employ foreigners and illegal immigrants who work and do the hard and dirty work inside those factories, inside the big plantations that grow food in California and central Midwestern states in America like Ohio and Illinois, Dakota, Colorado, even in Southern America, Mississippi, Tennessee, and North and South Carolina, and Texas, and Arizona. and many other states, even in northeastern America, where big industries and transportation industries exist, and construction industry uh, and housing industries is done. Many of the construction industries is done by poor Africans and people from South America and Arabs and Asians. Many of these dirty jobs and hard work that are done by foreigners, American whites, the whites, Caucasians in America, or the African American Negroes, they cannot agree to do those work. Those are work that are done by the immigrants who now Donald Trump is busy deporting back to their countries. Therefore, when these people can no longer work, and some of them are now afraid even to go and work in those companies and industries and hotels, even in small businesses where they are employed by Americans who run their small businesses like daycare, hotels, Uber drivers. They pack things in the supermarkets. Some of them work in the biggest plantations in California. They harvest tomatoes, watermelon, apples. Therefore, many groceries are going to lose the workers who work in those groceries, and even supermarkets will no longer be able to get workers who work in those big, gigantic supermarkets and factories. Therefore, America is going to come under a second lockdown, and this time it is not by coronavirus, but it will be a lockdown by Donald Trump and all his supporters who voted him back to power. Therefore, when all these industries grind to a halt, then America's economy is going to collapse. And then this is how they are going to bring in the central bank digital currency once the American dollar collapses. Because American dollar is not supported by the gold standard. The American dollar is only printed using green ink and special paper, and then they place security features on it. That is how the American money is made. Otherwise, the American dollar is worthless. It is completely worthless. It is like tissue paper. But because America is a nuclear power, they have got the power to force other nations to use the American dollar as their currency, using the American military might through their great American Navy, their warships, their Air Force, their nuclear submarines, and the military and the American military machine. They force all other countries around the world to use the American dollar. But the American dollar is just printed. And America has been printing dollars for many decades. So now there are so many trillions of dollars across the world. And once the BRIC countries, China, China, South Africa, Russia, India, and Brazil, and Ethiopia, countries like Uganda and Venezuela, Cuba, and many other countries like even the West African Sahel countries are now joining the BRICS. Turkey is joining the BRICS. Egypt has joined the BRICS. And many of these countries are going to dump the American dollar, and they are going to trade directly using their own currency, the BRICS currency. And once this happens, the American dollar is now going to start losing value. And once the American dollar loses the value and countries begin to dump the American dollar, the American economy is going to sink even further, even when we don't talk about the millions of employees that are now going to fear going to work in the factories and in their workplaces across America and even across the farms and the plantations in America. Once the BRIC countries dump the American dollar, they are going to cause the American dollar to fall, to a free fall. It is going to bring a free fall, what is called the money crash. And once the money crash happens, the American stock market is also going to crash, and many American banks are also going to crash, because once millions of American employees lose their job, and once many companies begin closing down because they have got no workers to work in them, then it means that even many banks are going to lose are going to close down, because people are now going to start withdrawing the money that they saved in the banks to buy food and pay their rent. And once millions of people start demanding that they want to withdraw their money from the banks, the American banks cannot pay back all this money at once. So these banks are going to collapse at once. Therefore, America is going to collapse automatically as a nation, exactly the way the Roman Empire collapsed from within. And then once the American economy collapses, we are going to start seeing food shortages, because also there will be no food in American supermarkets and groceries, because the people who are supposed to be harvesting your food in the plantations and in the farms, and the people who are supposed to be working in the American factories, in the food production companies, Donald Trump has already chased all of them out of America back to their homes. So who is going to harvest the food in your plantations and your farms? Who is going to take care of your livestock? Who is going to work in the factories where the cows are slaughtered and chopped to pieces? Who is going to slaughter the chickens and pack them and take them to the supermarkets? Who is going to harvest your fruits, your vegetables, your eggs? Who is going to work in the big farms where millions of chicken are kept, and you have already chased away all the African and the Latinos from South America? You've already chased all the Asians and Arabs. Then America will collapse suddenly. And this is now where chaos is going to break out across America. Riots and chaos and destruction, and this is how America is going to go into civil war. And then at this point, I believe, is when they are now going to remove President Donald Trump. And once Donald Trump is removed, and America is now going to go into full-scale civil war. Because remember, I told you that in one of the dreams, I dreamt and I saw that Donald Trump was walking around without any bodyguard. And I believe that the security of Donald Trump is not still 100%. He is still in danger. And once anything BAD, anything that is negative happens to Donald Trump, then America is going to plunge into civil war. And once America plunges into civil war, then America will not be able to be governed. Then that is when the beast system is going to bring back their man of sin, whom I believe is Obama, to rule across America. So these are the things that I believe will happen in the days to come. I believe that Obama is going to come back as the man of sin. And once the beast system comes back, then we are now going to be entering the final end times of Jesus Christ coming back, and we are going to be entering the Great Tribulation. So I'm going to leave this part of the video. I'm going to do a second part of the video. So God bless you for watching the video. Those of you who have been supporting this ministry, kindly support this ministry. I've made an appeal for brothers and sisters. If you can help me purchase a new motorbike that will help me preach the gospel across Nairobi, I'll be so glad and faithful. Continue supporting this ministry financially, and also continue praying and fasting for this ministry. We are helping orphans, and we are helping those who are the widows and the fatherless and those who are homeless. We are helping them with food, and also we are helping them with shelter. So God bless you and God keep you. Share this video with as many people as possible, and God will bless you. Those of you who are being chased from America, God is allowing this thing to happen for a reason. A time is going to come that you are going to realize that it is God's will that you are deported back to your country, because there are events that are going to happen in America that is going to cause so many people to flee and run away from Babylon, America. So count it joy when they throw you out of Babylon, America. It is all in God's plan. So God bless you and God keep you. In Jesus' name I pray. Shalom.